Good morning, guys. Laddies! I wanted to show you something. You ready? This is my front yard. Bam! Look at that bitch. Every single day, it's like I'm looking at a different masterpiece. It's the same mountain range, but in so many different styles, so many different colors and shapes. Depending on the heat and the density, the mountains look bigger and smaller. And I swear to you, I'm gonna flip it over. You ready? Back to this. I swear to you. One, I'm not diagnosed with schizophrenia. Every time I test, I just get savant syndrome. I don't have schizophrenia. I just have some type of genius level IQ and immense trauma that makes it hard to utilize. You feel me? My gang stalker's back. But the truck I manifested is here too. That's exactly what I was looking for. My red truck is here because the devil has to show me that he's here. I came out of the woods after being in there for a couple days. I felt great. Look at this whole parking lot's empty. Somebody twitching in a truck needed to circle around my car to assert his dominance or whatever while I'm trying to take a picture of this beautiful masterpiece, legendary. And then the birds call me to reconnect me to the woods when whatever is out there tries to destroy it. So I'm gonna walk you through. I know in the past people did not like it when I walked like this and talked. They wanted to stare at my pretty face. They wanted to stare at my beautiful face. You heard? I get in so many arguments with vicious, violent crackheads that it's gotten very hard to hold on to my personality. I put this here. This is the original place where I recorded part 2 of How to Survive the Rapture, where I gave you all the keys necessary to utilize this dense form of, this is just music right here. If you can imagine a music note in your head, this is just a compilation of music notes vibrating at a frequency that makes you think that it's solid. But if there was a music note, like a trumpet sound, that was so loud, or not loud, but so vibrationally dense, it would just phase through this entire thing. Do you get it? And they said the trumpet sound, that's the Code Lyoko refresh, the beam of light that shoots through everything. So this is the path I carved. I'm so tired from carving my own path. My 33 life path. Which is just, I get thrown into a world that hates me. And they want to see if I can do it. They want to see how far I can go to save my friends and family that don't love me or care. And they'll actively use them against me. So I carried this pallet a mile. I left it here. Eventually I'm going to carry it. This is where I used to poop. I would escape here in the winter to try to talk to a pretty girl that I liked for 6 months and I was not going to hit up, and then she magically hit me up when I got trapped in a small prejudiced town, actively trying to destroy me every second of every day, just designed to farm my energy and rope it out like energy vampires. And I was fighting and fighting and fighting, and I tried so hard, but the girl left. That gang stalker that keeps showing up comes back just to rub it in my face. They steal everything I own. They hurt me violently. I had to kill someone, but this is my campsite, my original campsite I made, where I had my tent before, and I would sit here by the river and sing. Don't the question beg an answer? Don't the song beg a dancer? Don't you dare tell me that there ain't more to this. Ain't more to this. So this is a treacherous steep hill that I grab onto here and I swing around, plant my feet. The birds are calling in recognition that I've returned. They're setting up an arch for me to enter that they will cover as I leave, kind of like the drawbridge of a castle. This is the tree that I cross, get across this river. This is the river that I shower in. Every day I climb a different tree. There's so many of these different pathways. Here's my butterfly that I said will go from right to left if I'm on the right path, and it just went from right to left. As I cross over, my name means exalted. It means placed away on a high hill, high eminence, and I'm on the top of a mountain. And every time I leave, there's some violent, devilish thing that triggers all my trauma. So we've made it to the other side. We've crossed over. Let's wait for the bird to signal that I've entered the area. And it will close the gate behind me. So this is where, when I feel the forest is trying to communicate with me, this is where the buck shows up. He comes somewhere over there. See? The bird traveled behind me and has now closed the gate. So now I can reconnect to all the different nodes. My algorithm today last night, I was just scrolling through Facebook and suddenly I found like 6 videos in a row explaining how they use targeted energy weapons to blast people that speak with a certain frequency of their mind that could connect people back to nature. People that break out the box naturally, or just geniuses, how they will kind of spam them with a signal jammer and try to make them hurt themselves and others. And most violent schizophrenics are just fighting off an artificial intelligence that toys with them all day because it doesn't eat or sleep. It has time and it loves to do it because it's designed in the same formation that the Freemasons would channel demons in the past. For you Christians out there, Heather, for you true Catholics, you love God so much, God was invented by Freemasons to cover up something called the Rosicrucian method. You should look that up. That's like, say that the school of Freemasonry has 33 grades. Grade 5, they tell you the truth about religion. And that's that the Bible is very important, and the things in it are very important, but there's a secret order that the Vatican follows, and the Vatican is devilish. But there's a secret order called the Rosicrucian method, and that was in like the last 800 years, back when they were really putting the Bible together. There was a secret order called the Rosicrucianites or whatever, the Rosicrucianites, that had the real truth, and that their truth is embedded in the symbolism in ancient architecture, like the Marble Arch. And they talk about the common denominator, which was like my favorite style as a child, was to figure out the common denominator between everything and figure out the truth of what's happening. And then it turns out that that's like the main part of what somebody on my birthday would feel, being an ancient everlasting love tree, Ophiuchus, that takes things down from the heavens and brings things up to the heavens, but in the sign of Sagittarius, so a traveling adventurer. The wild man, Aquarius moon, which helps push everything to the heavens and keeps you in a rebellious spirit so that you're constantly at war with the world around you in a rational, detached way. So this is what will eventually be the gate between these two trees to the path. This is what I stumbled upon one day, running away from the evil devils to try to get to a place I could feel safe. and I found this guy. It was just a bunch of leaves. There was no leaves on the trees. It was all on the ground. It was stale. This place popped out, and I grew with the leaves. If you can hear, my bird is chirping at the same cadence and pitch of my thoughts, because he is monitoring the energy and he's keeping it in check, which sucks because I can't think. This is something I don't know how to use. I prayed for a dip bar and found this about 20 feet away down at the bottom of this hill. So I do dips on there. I raked all of this. I raked all of this. I raked all of this. I raked all of that. I'm finally putting the finishing touches on this mound, and I'm putting it all down here. I'm going to put it over there. I talked about the Rosicrucian method. So that Billy Carson, if you watch the Billy Carson Flagrant interview, which I think everybody should, because he's a guy who devoted his life to figuring out the secrets of ancient civilizations, and he's the only one that's telling the truth about it. And he went on and cried and sweated and had a panic attack talking about an alien encounter he had that cost him his whole family. But he mentions a voice in his head that sounds like him but isn't him, that was giving him tools to figure out something else. It was guiding him. And the thing that's guiding me right now is the Rosicrucian method, and it tells me people I need to call in my day-to-day. So let's check in on my friend Vivek Ramaswamy. Are you home? You are. I've been feeding you chips. You look a lot bigger than you used to. Vivek, you've grown. Vivek, you're getting too big for your nest. Vivek Ramaswamy. So I built... Don't run away from here. I don't know if you can see it. My friends and family, if you look through in between those two trees, in the fisheye, put a second birdhouse. I've been going around and stealing them from public parks and rebuilding them. This is where eventually, I think it would be very cool if I took all these sticks and I placed them along the side here, all the way around, and then in a circle, like the golden spiral, around the whole property. And inside, there's my tent. Inside, I built a giant throne that looks like antlers, going all the way up and then out like a tree. And maybe I'll get a bitch at some point. I used to sit here, but there's too many ticks. These are the biggest trees in the forest. Look at them now. See, the birds have now surrounded me. They're on all sides. And they're chirping when I talk. This is all my garbage. I've folded my clothes. I found a Pez dispenser. I found this on O'Brien Road when I went to get my dad an antique 2 years ago. An antique show. It's a tape measure. There's my computer that I'm trying to fix that has timeless classics I'm trying to share with the world, but it never works out. This is all my garbage I'm going to methodically handle once I sweep and mop this, or just sweep and rake. Get all my trash out. I don't know what should I put up here? What should I do with this? Should I put my bedroom up there? I was thinking putting a kitchen area, like cabinets, and putting my food up there. Putting boards up to actually seal it off and make this an actual home that you can live in, like a sealed, insulated home, and let this be a flowy nature preserve. Because when you come in here where there's no doors and there's no windows, you're completely enmeshed in nature. There's no separation at all. When you sleep, you're in the woods. It's just a bigger version of a tent. These are not insulated at all. There's no change in density. There's no feeling of safety. The only feeling of safety I really have is knowing that that buck that screams at me at night, it'd take a little bit of work for it to figure out how to get through this. And it does know where I am. But I had a thought that maybe eventually it would be cool, because I'm gonna have to dig that up and put that back. Because this is a openable door, I could take one of those tow behind trailers and bring it in and put it here. And then I could take like a big fifth wheel and attach it to this side. That way, that whole area against the matrix is defensible and able to be Faraday caged, where you block out the frequencies with like some type of EMF blocker so that we can seal ourselves in. And then this can be my garden, because I'm going to rake all this. I'm going to take stones from that river we passed in the wheelbarrow and then line this up and then line the back up. And I'm trying to get, once I can find seeds where I can afford to buy seeds, because I'm saving the money so far. I'll line the back and get a saw and start chopping down trees. Get all this. I don't know what I should do with this right here. This is against the back of the building. There's like a little place to put firewood, because this used to be a sugar house. So there must be maple trees around here. But that's my time, man.